Hey everybody, and welcome back. I have a super fun product to talk to you guys about today, and one that may revolutionize the way you do your face. So if you want to see what it is, just stay tuned. So today I have a really cool product to talk to you guys about, and it is the cosmetic brushes from Ohuhu. Aren't these just the most unique things you've ever seen? They remind me a lot of a hairbrush, to be honest with you. And when these came in, I was a little skeptical on using them, although I have seen several beauty gurus throughout the interweb using these kind of brushes. I was skeptical to try them myself, but was very excited to do so. This particular set came into me packaged very nicely. So far, the couple of things that I have gotten from Ohuhu have been packaged very nicely. This is a set of 10 brushes, and they range in sizes from the very large one all the way to the teeny tiny liner brush. And these brushes are supposed to be able to do every single makeup function you need, from your brows to the foundation. So I decided to give it a try and see how they worked. I have to go ahead and tell you guys right away that I love these brushes, and I love the look that it gave me today. I really do, and they are so easy to use. Yes, there are a couple of cons that I also want to mention to you so that you can make a well-rounded decision before you decide if you want to purchase anything like this. But let's go ahead and talk about the pros. First of all, let's just talk about the design, shall we? I love the fact that these brushes are a front-facing brush instead of a straight-facing brush like we're used to. That's what had me a little skeptical at first, because I thought this is going to be hard to maneuver and use. But when trying to apply my foundation, super easy and convenient. The one thing that I do love about this set is it does come in a variety of sizes, and you can see that the one that I chose to use for my foundation was perfect for the face part of my foundation, but around my eyes it was still just a little big. So you can see here that as I'm going in with my concealer and my highlighter, that I chose one that's just a little bit smaller, and it got up beside the bridge of my nose perfectly. So I definitely love the size range. When it came time to apply my powder for baking, you'll notice that I chose the biggest one in the set. This huge brush is perfect for powders. This will work great with a loose powder or pressed powder. I was using a pressed powder today, and you can see that it worked beautifully with that as well. Absolutely perfect. I also love this little brush right here for contouring. How perfect is that? It is almost the exact size of the hollow of my cheeks, which made it perfect for me. Easy to draw up and blend that in so it's not such a harsh line. And then I also love the size of this brush for applying my blush. It just sat right there on the apples of my cheeks perfectly. The highlighting brush that I chose to use was actually the same brush that I used for my under eye highlighter and concealer. I thought that was just the right size so that my line wasn't either too sharp or too wide, because although highlighter is fantastic, we don't want too much to be glowing all over, especially if you have oily skin like I do. Then we moved on up to the eyes, and these brushes, there is a wide array of sizes here. There's not a flat shadow brush, which is one thing that I would have loved to have seen, but I guess in a design such as this, to make the brush flat probably would be very challenging to do. There are the dome-shaped brushes, the circular ones, and that's what I use to pack the shadows onto my lid. And it did work nicely, not as well as a flat shadow brush, but it did work well and served its purpose. I do love the shape of these round ones for getting up there in the crease. Absolutely fantastic for that. They slipped right inside my eye socket perfectly and was the perfect size for me. They also have these brushes that are thin, that are made for eye lining. I tried it on the top of my lids and it worked okay, but it doesn't give you that crisp sharpness of an eyeliner. Not the look that I was going for today, but for a smoky eye, if you just want to smoke out the eyeliner, then it definitely would work great. But you can see how it did under the eyes. It gave me just a nice thin line of shadow under there without it being too thick, making it look like I was punched in the eye. Fantastic. I love that. Now, here is one of the problems with these. You will notice that on the eyebrows, these brushes did not work very well at all because the bristles are just not stiff enough. The bristles are more conducive to shading out eyeshadows, and because of that, because it wasn't stiff, then it was very hard to work with on those eyebrows. Not only that, but you can tell that just the way I was trying to get my arm over there, it works a whole lot better with a regular eye pencil or with a regular shaped brush, an angled brush that's meant for eyebrows. Did not like the application at all of these brushes for those eyebrows, and as a matter of fact, when all was said and done, I did have to go back in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz to fix these brows a little better, because the application with that brush just was not good. So that brings me to the second negative about these brushes. One thing that you will notice is that they are very flexible on the handle. Now, I've never used these type of brushes in any other brand to compare it to another brand, but what I can tell you that I noticed is that when applying the foundation with this brush, you probably saw where I had to keep placing my finger up on the top to try to give it some stability because it was just moving too much. It was just a little too flimsy. Trying to go along my jawbone especially and trying to get around all those crevices, the brush just, it wiggled just a little bit too much for me. I didn't like that part, but I did find that with putting my finger behind it and giving it that stability, then it worked pretty well. The brushes are very dense. You can see that the hairs of these brushes are closely compact together, and they just feel so soft and plush. It almost feels like a nice thick powder puff. When you buy those nice pressed powders and they come with the thick powder puff, that's really almost the feeling that you get from these, yet they are individual hairs and fibers, and it's not a puff at all. It's so hard to describe that, but I love the density of the brush, and it moved the product around so nicely. I didn't have any streaks when I got finished with my foundation, and absolutely love this brush for the foundation especially. I love the brushes and the blendability for the eyeshadows, and just all around a great set of brushes. Now, here's the deal. Right now on Amazon, they are priced at $16.99, which I believe is a great price. You get 10 brushes in here. That makes each one of the brushes $1.70. When I compare that to the e.l.f. brushes or the Wet n Wild brushes that we can pick up for $1.99, I think they are very comparable to that. I think the ease of use and the look that you get is absolutely comparable to that type of product. So when I look at it like that, it is absolutely, in my opinion, a very good value. And another great thing about it is if you are an Amazon Prime member, because that's the only place that you can order these right now is through Amazon, Amazon Prime gives you free shipping. So you are gonna pay that $16.99 unless you're in the very few states that actually will have to pay some taxes on that. So for free shipping, if you're Amazon Prime, you're going to have it in a couple of days, then definitely it is something worth purchasing. Absolutely, I give it a huge thumbs up for sure. I think it gave me a great look. It was easy to use, and I am very excited about these. I want to thank Ohuhu for sending me these brushes and letting me try those to give all of you an honest review as well as honest feedback to the company to let them know what they might can do a little bit better. I was very excited to try them and think it is definitely a worthwhile purchase. I'm going to have all the information linked for you down below. I will have the link for these brushes as well as the information on Amazon Prime. If you're not a Prime member yet, take a look at that and see if it's something that will benefit you. I want to thank all of you so very much for watching today, and I will see you soon in the next video.